So Brene, thank you very much for coming to our expo this year. We really appreciate it.
It was a pleasure. What a great group.
Yeah, they were a great group, and I really think you connected very well with them. And I just wanted to get a little bit of a sense of, if you could summarize your the main point of your talk today. What would you say? What would you say you were hoping the audience would walk away with?
I think the chief belief that vulnerability is not weakness. Really, that if anything, I hope I dispelled the myth that to be vulnerable, to show up, and let ourselves be seen in a culture where there is so much uncertainty and there's a lot of cynicism and criticism is not weakness. It's an incredible act of courage. And especially, you opened with that really profound talk about the mountain, and it's a parable, and that where we are is where we need to do the work. And I don't think we can show up and do the work that needs to be done if we can't tolerate uncertainty. I don't think these times are going to change. I think uncertainty is the new normal. And so we have to find a way to be comfortable in it and lean into it. I think that when we mask up and armor up to feel safer at work, in confrontations, in uncertainty, we do shut ourselves out from the most meaningful experiences in life. Love, belonging, empathy, joy. From a work perspective, if we lose our capacity for vulnerability, we lose our ability to be adaptable and nimble with change. And I think it is important. I love that we bring up, I think it's very important to think about, what masks do I wear? For me it was perfectionism. Academics is a great mask. And so don't be yourself, just suit up and be pedantic and removed
Sure.
and, talk over people's heads if you can. And so when it comes down to it, we're neurobiologically hardwired for connection. And to be in connection with other people requires us to be real.
Can you offer any other practices? You mentioned one in your talk that is not coming back to me, but ways of actually putting this into your life, ways of actually trying to work yourself to a place where you are more vulnerable and you can experience the joy of life. Are there specific things that people can do to start on this practice? I realize it's like Zen meditation.
It is a practice,
in some ways.
It's a practice for sure. But I think the first thing is, again, you mentioned it, is I have a chapter in the new book called The Armory. And I think we have to first get really clear, how do we protect ourselves? What are the strategies that we've adopted? Because here's the really tough irony. When we're growing up and we're small and we experience hurt and disappointment and visibility, we learn how to put these masks on and we learn how to armor up. Then all of a sudden we wake up one day, especially in midlife, and we realize to be the person, the partner, the parent that we want to be, all those things we did to stay safe have to come off. And it's a horrible developmental challenge, right? And I'm 46, and it usually hits, in midlife, late 30s, early 40s, we realize, damn, this stuff is heavy. And no one sees me. And I'm performing and pleasing and proving. And so I think the first place we start is what you mentioned. What are the masks we wear? How do I protect myself? Also, I encourage people to think, when was the last time I felt really brave and really courageous? And if you think about that, you will track that immediately back to vulnerability. You'll say, oh my God, it's when I did this, and that was totally vulnerable. And vulnerability isn't weakness. So it's psychoeducational, and it's a practice. It's about learning about vulnerability, thinking about it in your own life, and practicing by saying, what is the mask, and when am I willing to take it off? What are the consequences?
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, it was an honor.
Appreciate it.
Thank
It was great
you.
to have you here.
Thanks.